Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Milsurp World podcast. We are having a slightly different sort of podcast today because this is going to be sort of a follow-up to the Milsurp World get-together at the Missouri Valley Arms Collectors Association show that was held last weekend in Kansas City. So we asked everybody who wanted to come on the podcast today, who was at the Kansas City show, to hop on here. So if everybody just wants to go one at a time, we can start Nick's dad, Kelly, Tom, saying hello and going through and just saying how you like the show, how'd you get to the show, if you had to travel and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I live in Kansas City area now, so it's fortunate for me. It was just a nice little drive over to the convention center. I picked up 2 rifles. Got a Gewehr 8805 that was actually sent to the Ottoman Empire. Really nice condition. Got a pretty good price on that one. And then also got a Remington rolling block in 7mm. Don't know if it's which country. It's probably Mexican or Spanish. One of the two. And then all sorts of, got some books, some reloading equipment. That's about it really for me. So
yeah, I'm Nick's dad. Recently joined the Military Valley Collectors Group. First time at this show. It was a really nice show. I was kind of pleasantly surprised. There was no candles being sold, no fudge, none of that stuff you commonly see at gun shows. It was all guns or gun-related equipment.
And that was for us. I know we've been to the antique arms show in Vegas, and this was a whole lot better than that. So
yeah, I rate it better show than that. A lot better show. I was in town doing some wiring for Nick, so I ended up picking up a Viz 35, the Type 2. Got the 3-lever. I've always wanted one. Didn't have one for the collection. Got a pretty decent price on that. And another member of the group here at the Milsurp World table, one of the members was selling a Ross straight pull rifle, and I know Nick and I have looked at these for years and bid on them in auctions, but to tell you the truth, this is one of the nicest ones I've seen.
And this is a U.S. property market.
U.S. property market.
The U.S. only bought 20,000 of these, so
that's a
numbers matching, really nice, beautiful tiger striping on this one.
Yeah, nice gun. Nice gun. Other than that, I thought it was a very good show, and I'll definitely be coming back next year. Come over to see you that weekend.
Cool. Yeah, some good pickups there. You gotta have a Viz and the Roth. The Ross is really cool. That version with the mag dump feature.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've always just thought that was really fascinating the way the
he's been the U.S. collector of the family. He does a lot of the U.S. stuff, and this is kind of a nice little offshoot of the U.S. being it's a training rifle, but it's still super cool.
Yeah. Probably the only pattern thing I really am is as far as getting U.S. rifles. But
yeah,
I do have other stuff. So.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So Kelly, aka our Lord and Savior, did you pick up anything other than an STD from the weekend?
One or two of those. So I flew in from Texas, so it was not too bad of a journey for me on the way there, at least. So I was a little held back by anything I got. I would have to fly back or ship back somehow. So I didn't end up getting any guns. There were a few specific things I was looking for that I didn't really see there. And there were a few deals I'm like, it's a decent deal, but I have to ship it back, and that kind of cuts into the deal of it. Or I'd have to try and check it on the plane or something like that. So I did end up getting a couple of boxes of 9mm Steyr for a good price. And I got some cheap slings, some little bits and bobs here and there. And then I got some M1 Garand parts and a Remington hand trap, brand new in the box from like the 1960s or 70s. But it was a really good show. There's a ton of Milsurp. Saw a lot of rare stuff that you hardly ever see, like baby Nambus, Papa Nambus, Weatherby, Fosberries.
So many baby Nambus. Yeah. It was really weird. There's just a weird high amount of baby Nambus at that show for some reason.
Yeah, like 4 or 5, and like maybe I've seen one in person in like all my years collecting, and then there's 4 or 5 of them in one show. But yeah, it was a great show. Yeah, none of the random BS that you see at other shows, and definitely one I would go back to if I was ever in the area. It's not quite as big as Tulsa, so I'm definitely excited for Tulsa whenever we make our way out there. But yeah, it was a good show. I was really glad to be there.
Yeah. It's not as big as Tulsa. I was hoping when I told everybody about the show that I didn't give like size wise, it's not like the largest. It doesn't compare to something like Tulsa like that, but density, that has a really high density of good stuff. So, and there's some good vendors there. There's some big auction houses that show up there and with really cool things. Like that was it the Type 5, the Japanese Type 5, which is like their prototype copy of the M1 Garand rifle is I've never seen one of those in real life before, and there it was. You can pick it up and look at it if you wanted to. That was really cool. So
yeah, it was cool seeing the big auction houses and what they had, and being able to chat with them and actually like look at stuff and handle stuff. And they're really cool about a rifle that's proposed to sell for $40,000 or something like that.
Yeah. Or probably I could see it going for quite a bit more. Now it just seems like
easy.
Yeah, that's nuts. And that it was there, you could pick it up. They were nice enough to let people, touch it. So it's pretty cool, man. Yeah. Tom, I know heading back to your locale is probably a little bit more difficult for a lot of fun toys, but did you end up picking up anything?
No guns. I got some odds and ends, but I didn't check it. I didn't check any bags. So obviously I'm from New York, and so I didn't feel like checking ammo and bayonets and going through that in the New York City airports this time around.
Are you even allowed to own bayonets there?
It's a gray area with that. So, but the show itself. Now, my shows are 50 to 100 tables max. Half of them are jelly and jerkies, and the rest are like ARs. So there'll be just a handful of tables that have any, wooden guns. So to walk in and see the vast majority be Milsurps was like a mecca. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So cool. I'd definitely go back to that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. I'd love for you to come back, man. It's a fun one, and being that I'm local to it, like I'm a little biased on how much I would like to go back, but yeah, it's a good. It's not. I think Mike Milsurp Mike just joined the podcast here, but I think Mike, you said in your video it's probably in the top 10 gun shows of the country.
I mean, that's what you said. You went to all these Washington shows. You go to Tulsa. So, I mean, and I've pulled that from you. Actually, I said that you said that, and I edited it out because But yeah, I got that from you because you're the one who's traveled for Milsurps. I've had kids for too long and I'm not going to leave my wife with the terrorists. And
well, I did a little research before the show, and it was continually showing up in like the top 10 the whole time. So I believe it. With like 700 tables, I think they said.
Yeah, not so much the number, but it is concentrated good stuff.
I think at the meeting they said they sold you were there, Nick. They probably sold 700 tables.
Yeah, 700 right around there, if I remember right. They were saying.
And 700 tables of Milsurps is a lot higher quality than 1,000 table gun show where there's 2 tables of Milsurps.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and there's some really cool displays there too that you don't really see at many shows.
Yeah.
I think I only kept 2 tables with AR stuff.
Yeah, and they were very little, maybe 4 foot, 5 foot tables total. It was just that one little area, and then everything else was
Yeah, it felt very like, why are you here with those? Like, why are you trying to sell AR-15 quad rails here? Like, I don't know.
The plate carriers. It's like, what? You're like, this kind of show. Are you really gonna sell a plate carrier?
Well, especially when there was a Topeka and Wichita show that weekend, also.
Yeah.
They might have been better off going there.
Yeah, I wonder how those shows were, because I'm pretty sure this one sucked a lot of the bigger vendors to it and stuff. Like there was the one guy at that show who he's like a Kansas FFL, and he usually goes to the Topeka and the Wichita shows, but he was here obviously because it's the better of the three, and so I wonder how a lot of the other vendors worked.
But how did this show fare to the other years? The same show, the Missouri Valley show. Was it a good year?
It was good. The prices just seemed a little off this year. And I don't know if that's just like indicative of what's happening everywhere else, but they seemed higher this year. I forgot if it was last year or the year before. They had this show, the Missouri Valley Arms Collectors Association show, the same weekend as Show of Shows.
That's 2021.
Or some other, or 2020. Okay. So
yeah,
it was,
that was the year right after COVID. So, and Show of Shows got moved up, and that screwed them. Yes.
Yeah, that show, not a lot was selling, and some of the bigger vendors that were supposed to be there didn't end up showing because they all kind of went to the larger show. So, there were a lot more deals there. Like I remember seeing a lot more stuff at kind of better prices, and I think guys were a little more desperate maybe on Sunday. Like there wasn't as big of crowds. So it was at least a lot of the bigger vendors were there, but the prices, I don't know, the prices were just kind of up there. Like I don't think I saw a Johnson rifle for like under $8,000. A lot of them were like $10,000 and up. Like it's just
12 grand.
like,
I seen one 12 grand, two 10 grands, and like I think I seen one that one. Yeah, it was like 8,900 or something like that.
Yeah. I don't really understand that. That and SVTs. Every time you see an SVT now, they're like $3,000. Kind of weird. We saw at least 3 SVT 38s there.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that was interesting. Yeah, that most shows though, and that one included, if you can get in on Friday, like setup day, that's the good day to do it, and jump on top of the deals as they're pulling them in.
I got to see firsthand where one guy stayed at the table and then one guy went out looking for the deals, and I saw them purchase and then bring it right back to the table, telling, "Here's what I got so far." So that is true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm well. Like if we do this, if we start doing this every year, I mean, we probably do need to have a table as a base anyway. But I think me having a table where I was trying to sell stuff, that kept me from looking around as much, because I mean I was trying to keep an eye on the table. I didn't look around as hard as I usually did, but I mean I was happy with what I got this year. But
You still did pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah. If you did any better, man, you'd have spent a lot more. You already got like, what did you get, like 10 or 15 guns or something? I can't remember.
I got 6 guns.
6.
I got 6 guns, but I also sold 3 like antiques, and so I mean, yeah,
it's you never know what you're going to see there, and it's always the sort of like more private tables that you find a lot of the good deals at. Like just a guy showed up and he's got a rifle there, and it's like, whoa, that's a good deal. That's he's got that price to what it was going for 5 years ago, and that's
yeah.
you can get those deals there. But that's the thing, it's just concentrated. It's concentrated good stuff. Tulsa isn't like that show. Tulsa is like a normal gun show, but just way bigger. There are the tables of random plate carriers and all that stuff at Tulsa. So like this one cuts all that out, and it's smaller because it cuts out all the fat. It's like it's a good lean show where Tulsa's it can be kind of bloated because there's a lot of random crap there too that most people might not really care about and seeing. So yeah, overall it was a good show. I got a few things. I got a few things that I was wanting to get there. So I'm more like people ask me every now and then, they're like, hey, what are you looking for? And I can keep an eye out for it. And I always appreciate it, but like I'm just always looking for good deals, really. Like something I maybe don't have, something weird, but at a good price that I know is a good price.
Like
And,
last year, I wasn't looking. Last year, I wasn't looking to get a Type 2 Arisaka, and that just kind of popped up. I had a Polish rifle that I was made expendable by the one that I saved from New York and Ukraine, and so that other one was expendable. I had that for trade bait, and some guy wanted that. He had the Type 2 Arisaka, and so we were able to make a deal on that. And I mean, I wasn't looking for one, but that's one that kind of showed up. So that's Danny said, that's kind of the idea you need to go there with. I mean, it's a good place to knock off bucket list guns, which I did knock off one this year, but you'll find stuff there that you won't know that you were looking for until you see it.
Yeah. There was one Type 2 there that I was looking at because I guess it had the mum and it was matching.
Yeah, I thought about it as well, and I walked back by and it was gone. I'm like,
I saw it quite a few times. I think it was just under $3,000.
yeah, it was like 27.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know if that was close to retail or not for those, because I just feel like I've seen a lot for around $2,000, but I don't know if those are like defaced mom mismatching ones for around $2,000. So it's hard to kind of know. So I ended up selling, and I was like, well, I guess it was good enough for somebody to buy it. Here's the thing. So I've been looking for German Deutsche Sport model rifles, which I guess I just said German twice there, but which is like the little 22 bolt actions that the Germans used as trainers. I'm looking for another one of those. And I saw quite a bit of those at the show. But the thing I've noticed was that they were all high. Like I was like, I could get one online. I know for a fact I could get one cheaper online. So I held off on a lot of them, and a lot of them still sold. So some things there were actually higher than retail and selling, which I guess at some point it's like, well, get instant gratification of buying it, no tax, no shipping, no transfer. That I guess kind of there's some sort of equation there that you could do for a gun, getting it, buying it and taking it home.
That's something I didn't understand about that Kansas FFL who didn't want a deal. I said I had a Missouri FFL that was willing to come in on Sunday morning because I know that I wasn't the only one who wanted something from him, but he didn't want a deal. He's like, well, it only cost me $25 to ship, and my prices are fair, so okay.
I've heard him. I heard him say that to somebody else. He said, "I don't haggle. My prices are fair."
Yeah,
So,
I talked to that guy too because I was trying to. I think he was the one that had that Racing Gasser 1898. It was at like $750, and I want to pay like $650. He's like, "I'll do $725. My prices are pretty fair. I don't have much room on." I'm like, "Okay."
On that shotgun, I wanted to get him under 900, and he'd come from 950 to 925, and I'm like, I can have an FFL here tomorrow, so you don't have to worry about taking it back with you and shipping it. He's like, it only cost me $25 to ship, so okay. I mean, I probably in hindsight, I probably should have picked up the shotgun, but it's more of a pride thing then.
Yeah. At some point, if you don't like a guy and there's a good deal or whatever, then it's just not. I've done. I've kind of seen that before, where somebody's just kind of an asshole or whatever, and it's like, I don't want to deal with you. I don't even want to sell to you. Don't, just go away. I don't, or vice versa for sort of selling. But yeah, those guys they have good stuff, but the prices are high. They had a G41. It was like the only other one there other than mine. That mine wasn't for sale as part of my display, but they had the only one, and they've had that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the one they've had for years because they've always
been there since at least 18. It's been there since at least 18.
What was the price?
Gone up.
He wanted 8,900.
Yeah.
Oh,
they keep it, and they just keep upping the price on it. They just keep taking it to shows and increasing the price.
I say 5,500, 6 is where I can normally see them.
They just see the latest GunBroker auction and like, oh, that's what they're worth.
Yeah, I heard a few guys say that, like, just go to GunBroker and look, and like, are you checking sold? Are you seeing what people are asking? And then it gets into a whole thing with that. But
GunBroker has been wonky lately, though, too. I mean, I've had a hard time looking stuff up. I don't know if they like sometimes pictures don't show up, and it's just been kind of wonky lately. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but
I've come across a lot of no rated sellers lately on GunBroker because I'll see stuff like, man, what did I find today? I saw something that was like half price, and it was a no rated seller. It had 4 pictures, and I was like, oh, okay, all right. They said they took credit card, so that made me feel a little better because I know a lot of times they'll just take a check, because they can cash that and whatever. But they say with money orders, then it's like it's a federal crime or whatever, so you get a little extra protection with that for whatever is that worth. But I felt like with a credit card, at least, like you could just say like I never got it and hopefully get your money back. But yeah, no more no rated sellers on GunBroker. That always kind of makes me nervous. But everybody starts there too, so you're kind of, I don't know. That the guy with the one I found today, I sent him a question, and this is what I recommend to do: is if you don't know if the person actually has the gun in hand, ask for like a wonky photo. So I asked him for like a couple normal photos and then one wonky one, and because that's how you'll know. Because sometimes they'll post 4, but they stole the photos from a listing of like 12 photos that are just like the common photos. So ask for the real like crazy one, like. Get up one photo up under the trigger guard behind the whatever, that nobody would normally ever take. Like that's just sort of help out with that.
I thought you meant wonky, like lick the receiver and give me a smile.
Take a picture with the banana.
Time stamp it or feet or something,
Yeah, with lingerie.
Maybe the feet's not that uncommon though.
Yeah.
Yeah, lingerie. Yeah, dudes. Yeah. Oh, here's my my story from the show. I started out, so there's a guy there that I saw him at a show a couple weeks ago, and he just mentioned to me that he had a Swedish Jungman that he was going to sell, and whenever I see Swedish stuff or whatever, I'm always interested. And he knew that, so he's like, "Hey, I'm going to be selling a Jungman," and he told me the price. He told me that he was gonna sell it for $1,500, which I know is pretty good now. I paid $14 for mine like 5 years ago, or the one I had like 5 years ago, which was kind of high 5 years ago, but now they've gone much higher. So what do they say? You didn't pay too much. You bought it early, something like that. Mm-hmm. So I bought his for $1,500 because it was much nicer than mine, and I was gonna sell mine to sort of pay for that one. And walking around the show, and I found another Swedish Jungman there, and it was $1,200. And
you couldn't take it. You just couldn't take it.
And it's like, I can't. So it's like a principle thing at that point.
I saw the look in his eyes. The look in his eyes said, I'm not leaving without that.
Because like if I just bought one for 15, why would I, and it's good, why would I not buy an equally good one for 1,200?
Well, if the next table had one for 1,000, would you get that?
Oh, of course.
He would have, yeah.
How far deep does it go?
Yeah, no, yeah. I would just come home with like 8.
Kansas dude had one for 1,600.
Oh yeah, his was rough.
It was rough. Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember the
stock disc.
The first thing I see as I walk in is Danny with like a Lynchman in each hand, just walking back to the table. I'm like, oh, yep, there's Danny, the guy with the 2 AG42s.
Yep. I guess I was the Jungman guy.
What does the NRA call him? You guys said they had a special name for him.
The what?
The NRA, didn't you guys say they had a special name?
Jungman.
Jungman.
Yeah, when I made my Jungman video, I like making fun of the NRA because of various reasons. But yeah, they're trying to be the I have this old gun and trying to act like experts on it, and the Jungman rifle. Jesus.
Jungman.
Not even close.
Yeah. So, yeah, we went around, Aaron, while you were out, and just kind of asked what everybody got. I think did we skip somebody? Talked about what we thought of the show, I think everybody is going to be absolutely surprised when they hear what Aaron got from the show.
Yeah.
Mauser. He got a Mauser.
No, I got a Swiss K31. No, I bought an M95.
M95 30.
No, it isn't, Danny. We've had this discussion 1,000 times. You're just doing it to mess with me.
And that's
wouldn't
number
do that.
16, right? 16?
Sweet 16. Yes, it was.
Could have bought an 8890, but somebody was broke.
Yeah, somebody didn't bring enough cash. But
It's one of the rules.
it is what it
Gotta
is.
bring-
I also had the opportunity to buy another M95 with the bayonet for the same price that I bought the one I had without the bayonet. So like, I kind of messed up there, but it was also
Could've
the.
bought-
Danny, you would have bought it.
I think it was
Bought
the
both.
first.
Yeah, right.
It was the
It was a
first
very- it's-
table we went to.
It was the guy I got the Jungmann from, the first Jungmann for 1500. He had the M95. He had a 350 on it, had the bayonet. And so I just looked over at Aaron. I was like, "Hey, would you take 300 for it?" And because I just bought one, he's like, "Yeah." So I was like, "All right, Aaron, there you go, $300 with the bayonet." And
It was.
I think you wanted to hold off for a better deal
I
or
think
something.
no, I don't know
Didn't
if I
want to
wanted
blow
to
your
hold
load
off for a
too
better
soon.
deal. It was just the first table on the very first day. We just been there, like we just gotten in for like 20 minutes, and I was like, "This is all the money I have. Do I want to spend it right now? I don't know if I can get more cash." So that was it. I did the thing you say not to do in your video, Danny. I paused. And when I paused, somebody else at another table bought it and then sold it the next day, I guess, for a higher price.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it
Yep.
is.
I hesitated on one thing and missed out. On the very first sticker, there's a Swiss sawback bayonet for 300. I'm like, that's a pretty good price. Think I'll go get that. And then I messed around Friday, went back to go get it Saturday, and the price was 400. I'm like,
Oh, man.
what? It was 300 yesterday. And he's like, well, there's people here now. Somebody might buy it. I'm like, I'll buy it for 300. He's like, nope, I'll do 375. I'm like, no.
That was his excuse. He said, "There's people here today, so let's meet in the middle, 350 or whatever, 375." No,
I'm like, no, I'll do 300 on it.
Demand suddenly skyrocketed.
Yeah, and it was still there at the end of the day. So, interesting.
I'm gonna check my website here. I have it's a Swiss website that I've bought from before, where they sell like bayonets and stuff, and so they have sawbacks on there. Let me see.
I didn't realize how big they were. They're pretty long.
Yeah, and when I picked it up, he almost had a heart attack because I touched the leather sheath, and apparently they crumble in your fingers if you look at them wrong. He's like, no, you got to touch the metal, and you got to carefully pull it out, and don't do this and don't do that. I'm like, calm down. It's a military item. It'll be fine.
And everybody else touched the leather.
There were a ton of like don't touch signs and stuff like that. Like I'd go up and like, oh, can't touch.
I ignore those sometimes just for fun.
But you were allowed to touch all the auction displays.
All the $50,000 guns.
Yeah.
Or more. Did you guys talk about that yet, Danny?
Yeah,
the Type 4.
Yeah, and then the Pedersen. And
then, they had a gas trap, a Pedersen.
The Vickers, wasn't it?
And then the 22 Garand.
Yeah, the 22 Garand trainer. That was so cool.
Didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
I hope I got the video because I tried to get a video of some of the best displays, including Danny's favorite rare Glocks. But I tried to get some good close-ups on the one you're talking about with the Pedersen and the Type 4 and all that. And I hope I'm gonna kind of put a little collage video together on that too on the displays. So I'm hoping my crappy ass Motorola phone, did it justice.
There was a nice Winchester display and the left-handed 1903s.
Oh, and like the police 380 display. That was pretty cool. They had a ton of stuff.
They had the 380 Goes to War last year. Those same people. That's the one I voted for last year. I forgot to vote in time this year. I probably would have voted for them again with the police 380s.
Oh yeah. So I had a little display there that I set up. I didn't know what like the rules were. I didn't know like they were like judged and stuff, or maybe I did. I just didn't remember. I didn't really care. Like I wasn't doing it for that. And but they came by and judged my table. And what did I get? Like 140 out of 200 or something like
I
that.
think it was out of 300.
Was it 300? I don't know.
I don't remember.
It was
I thought it was 139 out of 200.
Okay, yeah, maybe that's more right.
something like that, which is funny because I guess one of the things I got dinged on was my my rifles weren't labeled. But that was exactly the point. I grabbed the rifles that I thought would give people like the head scratches of people like, what the hell is this? And I wanted that to happen. I wanted to bring like all the weird stuff and sort of labeling them and like what they are is gonna sort of detract from that. So yeah, kind of I guess shot myself in the foot if I was actually trying to win anything, which I'm not sure what the prizes were, other than prestige. Or
I don't know if there's a cash prize or just plaques.
You get a plaque, and then the first best in show got a like a bronze. It was like I don't know. It was on the table at the entrance. It was
they had like little trophy things.
It was a bronze replica of a statue in the Kansas side of Kansas City. It's like a Native American on a horse. It's a very famous statue, they said. I don't know. But it was a really pretty replica, and they said it cost like $1,000 to make the casting. And that's what Best in Show got.
Wait, did the statue cost $1,000?
Yeah. It was actually a big...
Or did the cast for the statue?
It was like a big... I mean, it was like, I don't know, like a 1.5 feet tall, like 18 inches or something tall, and then like about 18 inches long too. It was like a big thing.
And Danny, you got killed. Your title, does your display fit the title? They gave you like 2 out of 10 or something because you had Milsurp World, and I guess.
Oh yeah.
So they were really hardcore judging.
Yeah, it was the Milsurp World table, and then I was just gonna put shit on it just to like show and display. And so the table sign was just Milsurp World, which didn't fit. It should have been like.
This is it.
Should have been something different.
This is it, so everybody can see this. This is the can you guys see the the horse statue here? I'll see if I can get a bigger image of it.
The Scout.
Yeah, it's called the Scout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is the statue, and then they had a cast based on that statue, so it was like a small miniature version of it. It's pretty cool. I mean, it was actual bronze, so it's a neat thing to get.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, I looked up the Pioneer bayonet, the 1914 on the Swiss website. The Swiss use like francs, right? Francs or whatever. They don't use.
Yeah,
they don't use euros. It's 145 francs.
That's not too bad. That's like $175 ish or something like that, plus whatever shipping would be from Europe.
So you said you'd pay 300, huh?
Looks like we got a flipper over here.
Mm-hmm. I've thought about it though.
$200.55 at the current rate.
Oh, plus shipping, so $250-ish.
Yeah. Is there any specific things about edged weapons bringing them into the U.S.?
Not that I know of.
I don't think so.
I've wondered about that.
Stuck in importation. That's the question.
I found a G43 magazine in France, and I'm like, how do I get that to the U.S. from France?
Sure,
Is specialty thing? Do they just?
I think
Is
that
that-
might be under like arms control stuff,
Yeah,
ITAR
it's
regulations.
probably because it's considered a gun part. Because remember,
Yeah.
remember I bought that screw for the L1A1. That's considered a gun part, even though it has nothing to do with the action. It was just a
That's funny.
butt plate screw, and it had to be imported, and I had to pay extra for it to come across the border. So yeah, the screw itself was like $10, and then to get it to me was like $50. Yeah, so
That's so. But was that a Canadian side regulation?
no, I think it was a U.S. side because it's considered a firearm part, and I don't know. I don't know. This was years ago, so I don't remember exactly. And the policies could have changed. This was over 10 years ago.
Oh boy, I didn't realize it was that long ago.
Well, I mean, I started collecting in 2011, and I had that.
Wow.
I had that L1A1. Yeah, probably 2013, 2014 is when I got it fixed up. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, fouls are cool.
Yeah, Danny
Yeah,
suddenly agrees they're cool.
Yeah, I had a cousin come over today and took him out shooting. My land was too muddy, so we just ended up going up to Pigeon Hill with some of the sketchy people up there. But a couple things. My daughter and son both shot their first Milsurp pistol today. They shot the Luger, but took the FAL, the Rhodesian painted one up there today for him to shoot, and I did the belt loop thing with it, so it bump fires.
Nice.
Man. Yeah, I still remember bump firing at a range in Florida, and the guy came out and asked for my my full auto permit.
stamp, Sonny?
No, it was more fuddy than that. It was like I think he asked for my full auto permit, something like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's like, got your permit? It's like, what? Got your permit for full auto fire? Got your permit? And I was like, oh, I'm bump firing. Back when that was cool, I bought a Wasser 10 for like $200 or whatever they went for back then, and just shot the crap out of it with the 5 cent per round ammo. Back in the day. Back in the day, man.
Did you guys talk about the Fudd lore that Danny encountered, or that one of us encountered? That Danny tried to test.
Yeah, that's a good story. Yeah. Who is it that heard that? Somebody in the group heard that. What was it? The U.S. could shoot 7.7 Japanese.
Who was it?
Oh crap!
No, what he said was
Pomolio, maybe.
Molio, maybe.
Yeah, what he said is that, from what I understanding the story it wasn't somebody talking to one of our group guys. It was somebody else talking to somewhere else. But what they were saying is that in desperation, the Marines could load 7.7 Japanese into the M1s and it would shoot. And so Danny tried to test this.
And we got home. I heard the Fudd lore, and I said, well, hey, I happen to have some 7.7 Japanese. Now, I'm not crazy enough to put a live 7.7 round in my M1 in the house, but I took an expended shell, like, just the brass case of a fired 7.7, and I just, put it in the M1 and kind of slammed the bolt home, and it got like that far from chambering and just got stuck. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. And so I tried mortaring it, I think once or twice, like not super hard, and I was like, well, that's stuck, and I just kind of put it back in the closet. But I think the word of it spread through the group, and we and muscle man here.
Need a man to come up there and do it for you.
Yeah, we needed a Texan to mortar that sumbitch open.
I wonder if it would work with a unfired brasser round. Maybe I'll try.
That's exactly my thought, right? Because it fired, it expanded, so it fit tighter. But like a non-fired,
you wouldn't be able to.
Brasser.
Then it wouldn't extract. That's just the thing, right? It just wouldn't extract.
I can load up a light one and test it.
Yes.
Or a dummy round.
Yes.
I do have a really rough CMP Garand that
Well,
Gotta-
I should have said that. It was a rough CMP like rack grid that I got for cheap that I put the 7.7 in. I didn't put it in my nice.
That Danny plans to sell at the next auction at the next show for $5,000.
Yeah, exactly. My CMP gun. Here's my CMP paperwork. $5,000. I know what I got, Sonny.
And it even comes with the case.
and the
yeah.
certificate of authenticity.
Yeah, that way
That's
it's
extra.
real.
You know, people
Uh-huh.
are talking about where to have the next Milsurp meetup. Should do it somewhere between Anniston and Talladega. We all buy our eight M1 Garands and then set up a table at the next gun show and sell them for $1,600 each.
Yeah, we'll be talking the. How many can you buy? 5? Is that the?
Eight, I
the
think you can buy
max?
8. You can buy 8 a year.
Okay, so we'll all buy 8.
And now,
Yeah.
if you're members of the Missouri Valley Association, now you qualify, right?
Oh yeah, I think that would qualify you for like the club association if they're one of
Because
them.
you have to have a club association in order to buy from
I didn't think about
CMP,
that.
but I think that would qualify you.
I just finally re-upped my Grand Collectors Association because I mean their magazines are worth the $25 a year anyway, but I hope to go down to the Anniston or Talladega. I don't know if I'll go up to Camp Perry, but
It's probably
Yeah.
closer for us to go to Anniston.
I mean, Anniston and Talladega are pretty close, and isn't there a store also in Talladega now?
Well, so
Or
the
is that just
range
a
is
shooting
in
range?
Talladega. The shooting park is in Talladega, but they also sell rifles there. If you're gonna go, I've been to both. I've been to Perry and I've been to Anniston, Talladega. Haven't been to the shooting park yet. The storefront at Anniston is maybe the size of my living room here. It's not very big. It's like an industrial building, but the shooting park is where most of the rifles are being sold at down there. So I haven't been to Camp Perry in a while, so I don't know what they have up there.
All right. So we got to go to the CMP and then go to the show, and we'll just have like 8 times however many members. So we'll just be known as the
M1 table.
Remember that? Yeah, those fucking guys that were.
By the way, for any glowies in the group, this is all just satire and joking. This is satire, of what Fudds do. So for any glowies in the group, it's all satire.
Crack down on the Fudds, not us.
Yeah, no, we say this because this is one of our pet peeves is people that do this. And you see them at the shows because they'll have like 3 to 5 M1s, all with the cases, all with the CMP paperwork and everything. And they're asking $2,000 or something crazy for like a service grade or whatever.
And they just
Something
Sharpie
they
out their
paid for
name.
The last 15, 16.
Like they actually think that because they're CMP guns, they're worth more. Which I think to the collectors, guys, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure to like the collectors, a CMP gun is like, so like it's one less than
but it's American, so
would-
it's valuable.
I would say it would probably be relatable to how K90 Russian captured K98Ks were. Like it's still a K98, but it's not the correct thing.
That's a pretty good analogy now that I think about it. Yeah.
They're true collector
I mean,
ones. They're true collector ones going on their auction site. Everything else is just a basic mixmaster. And
I mean, their purpose, or at least the purpose of CMP, is supposed to get guns in people's hands to shoot, and what they try to sell is shooters. So I mean, if you want something that shoots well, CMP is a great place to get one. And I mean, if it's a CMP gun, it's almost guaranteed that it's going to shoot well. Whereas if you're getting something as a collector, maybe not so much.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they definitely are geared towards shooting, but the flippers though are annoying. Yeah, it is really annoying. It's
There's
part
a
of the
special place
reason
in hell
why.
for them.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't think I saw one cheaper than 1,400 at the show.
No.
That was a bad cheap one.
I saw a couple on Friday, and they're gone. Like if it's if it's around $1,000, it seems like they sell pretty fast.
What is the
'cause
CMP
people
selling
ask-
for?
I think
Cheap.
$850 right now.
Yeah, the records are like $750. Yeah, mine was $750 plus like tax or whatever.
So if you came in, oh man, you would piss off the whole show. If you came in with like 15 M1s and were selling them at like 900, the entire show would be pissed at you.
Or they just buy them all and put them on the table.
That's-
Mom.
yeah, it
That's
would just
exactly
be
what they would do.
all the M1s everywhere.
Man, there's a ton.
Yeah,
of
Frankie,
them.
too.
Milkman.
Sometimes.
Oh yeah, yep.
I think
Well, yeah,
I
no,
think
those would equalize. So.
Holmes keeps trying to talk and he can't because he keeps coming on and off of chat.
No, I can talk. I'm just moving things around so I
okay.
don't like get guys
Yeah,
situations.
I got you. Oh, I have a story, Danny.
yeah, let's hear it.
So I'm speaking to a gentleman across the table from me, and he is just muting you, Holmes. You're making noises.
Uh-huh.
Unmute you. There you go. So this guy. Thanks for the duck. You're messing with me. So the guy across from me is talking to me, and then he kind of looks off to the side and he trails off in what he's talking to me about, and then he just leans in and he goes, "Is that guy eating ice cream?" And I go, "What?" Keep in mind, this is 9 a.m. Sunday morning, and I'll show what I'm seeing, and we'll go live here, and I'll show this to everybody too. So we're just gonna zoom in on that. That is a gallon of Bluebell that we decided he just opened up and started eating.
Crack that bad boy open.
It's in the middle of dealing with customers.
Yeah. No,
He
yeah, he
just-
was talking to a guy, and he's just spooning it in his mouth, just going. And I figured out it is the seasonal peaches and cream vanilla, peaches and vanilla cream edition. So he's just going to
Good
town.
know.
All right, I judge them less now since it's a good flavor.
I don't
Yeah,
even
I
know
mean,
where he
it's
pulled it
seasonal.
out
You
of.
gotta eat it.
I didn't know where he got it. There wasn't a cooler under the table.
That's true. How the
just-
fuck did he get this gallon of ice cream?
It just a gallon
At least one of
appeared.
Ben Jerry's.
Maybe that's why he had to eat it. He didn't have a
I
cooler.
guess.
He's
I don't
like,
know.
Yeah.
Well, it was hot.
In the afternoon.
Buy a
That's
gun, you get a free scoop.
Yeah. He scoops it and puts it in your mouth when you're buying it.
Oh man.
There's some horrible dairy farts around that table.
Gosh, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was.
Man.
I mean, I don't blame the guy. It was pretty hot that weekend, and I'm the type of guy that I can eat ice cream 3 times a day, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I don't blame the guy whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, ice cream is good stuff. Now, it was pretty hot in there on Friday. I think less so because they had the big doors are open kind of all day on Friday for the
It
loading and
got
unloading,
pretty
but-
chill in there on Sunday and Saturday after the rain.
Saturday after the rain, it did get pretty chilly. They kind of overcompensated for the heat on Friday, but there was how many guys ended up showing up local and not to that? It was like 14, I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
14, 15.
Mhm.
So it was
Yeah.
pretty.
I think our round number was like 14 or 15, like you said.
So it was a nice size group. It was cool. I say I'm the only one that's wearing my damn shirt.
Mine's in the wall.
I pulled this out. I know I pulled this out of the dirty laundry to wear it for the show because I took off what I was wearing and put this on just for this because I thought maybe somebody else would. Aaron, you left your shirt here.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
Oh.
Aaron, what were you to leave their shirt there?
That's so rude.
Daniel will wear it and think about you.
I have
Exactly. I'm not washing it.
I do have another picture to show. I don't know if you've talked about it. Oh, doggy. I saw a dog in
Another picture.
Kingston in the background.
Oh yeah, Kingston's here. Still alive.
Oh, hi, yeah.
Yeah,
the
so I
dog's
got
on a
another
rough-
picture
Still
here.
alive.
This is something
Still
we
limping.
saw that we all had a good laugh about.
Oh,
Oh god.
And so for people,
now the guy was proud of this.
very proud.
Oh.
So if everybody's very confused right now, as you can see, I'm also looking at GunBroker M95s.
Yeah, apologize if you're listening to this and not watching on YouTube where you can't see the picture.
I will explain it. For those that don't understand what we're talking about here, these are VZ52s, and they have been reconverted, rebarreled, and SVT 40 front grills and sights put on them. And they're using VZ52/57 magazines, and they're very well done, but they've been converted to 6.5 Grindle. And
of all calibers that they could have been converted to for this,
especially using
weird
VZ52/57 magazines, which are 7.62 by 39 magazines. So
I feel like he could have just as easily just converted these to 7.62 by 39.
Yes.
Or something else, or anything in the world other than 6.5 Grindle.
42 that we saw in 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yeah, it could be 6.5 Creed.
Yeah. There was.
Take your poison.
I don't know if we have a picture of it. I don't think I have one of the semi-auto MG42 that had been made into 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yeah.
I think there's one in the chat.
It was $6,500. I think he was doing the price as a joke as well, because it's for sure a joke. But these were ridiculous because I believe that, as I zoom in on the price, I believe it's $1,899. So they were $1,900 for not. I mean, a well done gun, but it's just like mind blown of like, what is the purpose of this? So I asked the guy, super proud of him, by the way. He said that he has by the way, on the other side of the table of these is another like 6 non-messed with VZ52s.
45 is what the original one.
And then
39.
So
And that's what you.
he's like, I couldn't sell them because there was no ammo for them. So he's like, his buddy was like, why don't we convert a bunch or convert one and see if we can do it? And then they're like, what caliber should we pick? 6.5 Grindle I picked because I thought it was cool. So he did it for the meme, guys. He did it for the meme. And he did it to 5. Well, probably more. Who knows?
Salute you.
Yeah.
Salute you, sir.
He
for
did
a
it.
well done Bubba mean gun.
So concerned if he could, and never thought of whether he should.
I mean, these are super well done. Like, these are custom stocks. I don't think they're original stocks at all. Maybe this one in the middle here. But this Tiger Maple one is for sure a full-on custom stock, and it's super well done. All of the bluing was redone. Like, these are essentially just brand new guns. For no reason, they just decided to make them out of one of the more obscure semi-autos, period, and in a meme cartridge.
So the funny thing about it, I was looking at cartridge case lengths and dimensions. He literally could have taken that 6.5 Grindle barrel and bored it out to 30 cal, and a 7.62 by 39 would have fit in the chamber. Because the case length is exactly the same as 7.60 by 39.
If they're good enough at this to do this kind of stuff that we're seeing here, they could have probably taken an SKS barrel and done the same damn thing. Yeah, I mean,
or if he like makes reproduction Milsurp stocks, he could make a shitload of money.
Yeah, these are well done. They're not VZ52 stocks. They've been modified, but the guy whoever did these has a way too much talent and is being used incorrectly.
The craziest part is that none of them sold.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What the hell
you
say? The guns for no one.
Yeah, they got a lot of attention. I'll tell you that. It for sure grabbed everybody's attention. I think for the wrong reasons, but
yeah, I think I don't even know if I noticed those first or if you pointed them out to me at the show.
I think it
but,
was
like,
one of those things where I had somebody grab me and go, "You need to come see this. You need to come see this." And then
one of the guys.
it just became like, we got to grab everybody to come see these.
Yeah. Did you see these abominations? Hey, come look.
What if they were $250 each?
oh,
I would have
yeah,
bought all
yeah.
of them. I would have bought all
I would've bought-
5.
yeah, I'd have bought one.
They're,
Yeah.
they're well done enough that, like, that's what's mind blowing to me, is that the person who made this has enough talent and ability to do this, and yet made them essentially unsellable. I don't understand it.
Deranged genius.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So weird.
What I need is somebody like that to start converting M1 rifles to 7mm Mauser.
That'd be sick.
I just need a bunch of those to hit the market.
Centurion Mexico.
Oh, you should pull up our favorite of the show. Tom threw it in the chat.
Oh, well, in the podcast chat?
Or
Yeah.
the general chat.
Uh,
The voice channel chat.
oh, I got you.
Tom, why you gotta make things difficult?
I didn't know where to put it.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
whoa, what are you doing?
Hey,
Hey,
posting here.
Danny, weird. Hold on. I don't know. How do I... I'll see if I can share this. All right. So this is a semi-auto MG42 in 6.5 Creedmoor.
can you zoom in on it?
I can open it in the browser. Hang on.
Oh yeah, that was
500.
Let me move my shared screen over.
Move all your M95 screens.
his 18 tabs.
There we go.
Jesus
people can
Christ.
still see
There we
that.
go.
I did like.
There we go.
Actually liked this comment back here. Not intended for sale, but would listen to offers.
Dot, dot, dot.
Yeah.
Hey. This was on multiple firearms at his table.
It's like, I'm not gay, but I would listen to offers. Dot, dot,
Try anything.
$20 is $20.
$6,500 for.
If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
So I had a thought about this. What links would you be using for this?
That's
'Cause-
a great question.
That's a seller.
Because Creedmoor, it's based off a 308 cartridge, which has like the same head size as an 8mm. So I would think you could use the original links. Or are they too long or short or something?
I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, wait, how do you link the cartridges?
Yeah, I don't know enough about 6.5 Creedmoor to know, but assuming if it has like a same 308 like case, maybe just neck down, then it might work in the original links.
We
They'd
were
have
I think we
to.
were talking about last night on the Friday night chat we do it. It's like you're taking a suppressive weapon and making it a precision. Why?
For the memes.
Yeah, for the memes. Just give me an 8mm barrel. If you're gonna pay for 6.5, I'll pay for 8mm all day.
Yeah. So there's some cool meme guns. Oh, did you show the picture of the Palin? How do you say it? Palin stables?
Poolins.
Oh, I don't
Pools.
have it on my computer. Somebody would have to put it in the chat.
I just have video.
I have
I-
one.
I can probably throw it in there.
Okay. Yeah, if somebody throws it in the chat, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, give me a sec.
Oh, we're joined by other people.
There it is.
Beat me to it.
Might be your photo.
That probably is my photo.
right, I'll pull this up.
And nobody was watching this table. Like every time I went over the handle, I went back multiple times to handle these. And one time the guy was on the phone, and 2 times there was no one there. I was just by myself handling it.
Just walked out with it.
Yeah. So
I talked to them about just the podcast, just like Milsurp rolling the podcast, everything, and they were happy to talk about it too. So, but yeah, handled it and everything. The Type 4 at the top and everything, just completely ridiculous when it came down to.
So I don't know this. This is a gas trap one.
Yep.
And what's this one?
22.
No, the 22
No, I
one
thought
is
the
this
22 was
one.
on the bottom, man.
That's a 22.
Yeah,
Oh,
20, I didn't get the specs on the quote unquote regular gram that they had there. I didn't really look into it.
Okay, and then this
Yeah,
is
that was
the crazy gun.
Vickers.
Yep. And then this is a 22 trainer Garand that I didn't know existed.
Yeah, those are pretty dang rare.
Yeah, so the people that got to handle this will all tell you that prototype experimental is one way of putting piece of shit. This
it was very light.
This is the probably the ugliest and crappiest, most expensive gun at the show.
Yeah, there was like I looked on the sites, and what was supposedly a peephole was a poor replacement of a peephole. You could barely see the front sight at all.
It was a pinhole. It wasn't a peephole.
Yeah.
It was a pinhole.
So when it came down, you couldn't even aim the thing. And then
there's gaps.
The clearance between the receiver and the stock, there was like a full like centimeter in between, so there was no tolerances whatsoever.
Yeah, the stock looked like maybe partially hand carved and fit to the pieces that they had, which it makes sense if this is like an experimental like prototype thing, like just to show concept. But
yeah, there's only about 200 or so made, I think.
Yeah, that
so
I would say that my confidence at least would be 0% to try to fire one of these.
Yeah.
There was a 50 made put together. 150 parts for ones were found. So some people might have come together and put some together. I don't know why it might have looked that bad.
Possible. Yeah, I've never seen one in real life, so this is just the one example I've seen. So
yeah, the only at the NRA museum in Virginia behind glass. You better believe that when they had it up there, I asked the pulling guy right there. I was like, "Can I handle this?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." So I picked it up right away. But it was super weird grabbing something that's potentially worth $60,000 and just like not wanting to drop or mess it up or whatever.
Yeah, it's a little nerve wracking. Also, so there is an M1 in 7.7 Japanese. Going around to that story.
What?
Looking at it right now.
Oh, we told the story of loading 7.7.
Oh, yeah, that is
my M1.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can see that it's just a straight up like.
Oh man,
a copy, like full.
No, I need a 7.7 Japanese barrel for my M1 now. That's what I'm gonna do. Nope, not 6.5 Swede M1, not a 7mm Mauser Swede. 6.5 Japanese M1.
No, you said 7.7.
7.7. Yeah, sorry, 7.7 Japanese M1. That's what we need. Got to make this happen.
You can't find ammo for it.
No,
that's what we need. Yeah, because there's like 2, maybe 3 companies making 7.7 Japanese now. So it's fine. We got to just swamp them with orders.
No, you need to make it in the 7.7 MG ammo.
Yeah, the semi.
Yeah, the semi-rimmed cartridge. Because you can't be like accurate.
Yeah, there's plenty of that because no one wants to buy it because you can't use it.
No, that's the best. That's the best. What did I buy? This won't fit in my Arasaka.
This case was.
You can definitely buy 7.7. It's just if you pay for 7.7.
All right.
Man.
That was a good one from the show. That table was really cool to see.
Yeah, it was just fun talking to him too. Super nice guy over at Poulin's. Yeah, he was happy just to talk to people. Granted, their table was for show. It wasn't for
Yeah,
anything. So they're just happy to talk to anybody.
just
So
advertisement.
we had a good few conversations with them. It was the same with Morpheus was there as well, and then I think Simpson was there, but I never went to Simpson.
Yeah, they had books. Seems
Mhm.
like
Yeah, they didn't have a lot
Was
of their
Simpson
firearms.
selling anything?
No, I don't think they had a lot
I
of
think they
stuff.
were. They had stuff in the cases with the tags on them, so
Was
I
it
guess I
like-
guarantee they were.
They didn't have a full spread though. They had like 2 tables maybe or something.
Noticed Simpson until someone said Simpson was here because there was like no sign or anything.
Yeah.
Unlike the
Yeah.
Yeah, it was small.
Robert sitting there, so
Yeah, you kind of have to recognize them or just randomly see these little like flyers like for Simpsons on the
Yeah, they don't
on
like
the
full broadcast like some of the other places.
pull-ins. I mean, Milestone auctions. They were there. A big proxy bid auction.
Old Steel.
How
Old Steel.
Old
was
Steel.
there. They're a
But
big
yeah,
gun,
like-
they're a big GunBroker group. They always have their pictures up on GunBroker.
handguns of the world.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Higgins the world. I talked to David a little bit. Matt brought me over to David because he and I both bought pistols recently from him. So it was super cool to see to talk to him real quick. Very nice guy. Very good talking with. Couldn't say anything better about him.
and he had some cool stuff. He had a Webley Fosbury, I think he had one of the 8 baby Nambus there.
Yeah, he has
He had
up for sale all the time. But other than that, like David, very very nice guy, very good to talk to, very humble. I enjoyed talking to him.
Oh, Danny, did we talk about Sniper Corner?
Oh no, not yet.
Does
No.
anybody got a picture of Sniper Corner?
And
Tom
somebody does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom does.
So they set up like late on Friday.
Yeah, they were one of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
last
we had-
ones. They were like scrambling.
Yeah, they were busting it pretty late getting in, and I think we had pretty much seen almost everything else there. So I think the whole Milsurp World group was just crowding their table as they're just unpacking them.
Yeah, just because
because they're pulling out like sniper after sniper after sniper. A lot of them didn't have prices on them, and so it's like, oh shit, like you see somebody pulling out some really cool stuff. But then we started seeing the prices. And boy howdy.
Yeah, they did.
All right, so let's.
They did have some cool stuff.
that's not terrible.
There were a few things that they had that were blatantly fake.
Yeah. So
I tried.
I'll explain this real fast so that people can see this. In the picture right now is an M95 sniper, and everybody of course came over to me like, oh my God, you've got to go look at this. Go mortgage your car or something. Mortgage your house. And so
Everyone told him.
I talked to a buddy of mine from Gunboards who I've bought a bunch of M95s from and my Lee Navy from, and he was like, "Look, there's no way to prove anything about it because there was no sniper program for the M95s. There was no serial range that was dedicated to snipers. So a person, if they wanted to be dishonest, could find over probably the course of a couple of years, could find all of this stuff, the scope, the rings, the mounts, and put it on any gun and say it was a sniper. So it's really impossible to tell if this is an original sniper or not. And you'll notice the tag says all matching - scope. The scope is not matching to the rifle. The rifle itself is all matching. The scope is some other number. So this is very ambiguous wording.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is what I know as far as like this is insane. This is
How much is the scope by itself, you think?
So the guy I know off Gunboards, he's kind of out of the market, so he kind of underestimates what the current market is. He was saying 1 to 2K, but it's probably more like 3 to 4, I would probably guess. But the scope is like this whole assembly is a lot of money. To do this right now, it would probably cost you 5 or 6K to assemble one of these guns like this out of parts. And so it's not like we're talking an insignificant amount of money here, but we're not talking $12,000 either. So that's the thing, is that it's still a 5 or 6K gun, but he's kind of doubled the price of the firearms.
Yeah. And that's kind of the rule of thumb for his stuff, is that everything
going
was
up here.
double retail.
So we can see.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if he sold anything.
He didn't sell a damn thing as far as I saw.
Yeah, I think he even added stuff to his table, really, if anything.
A fake ZV41 or ZF41,
One of these in here, right? One of these K98s
with the little scope.
Oh, this one.
Yeah,
this one here.
Yeah, it was SWP 45, which they did not make ZF41s. The ZF41 program finished in 44. There would be no Kriegsmodel, late model, last ditch ZF41s at all, and there's only, I think, 3 makers that made the ZF41. So that one was obviously put together, and you can tell by the bluing and everything. And then when it came down to one of those, it was a Volkstrom Carcano that it was labeled as Volkstrom. However, it was a standard Ethiopian 8mm conversion. So the difference between a $400 Carcano versus a $1,500 Carcano, where they only made so many Volkstrom ones versus the very clear Ethiopian Carcano that they post-war that they had.
So you can see, like, these are legit, like, all correct scopes and everything like that. And it's like, okay, so so he says it's 100% matching, and the mounts match, but, like, I don't know, are these scopes also numbered for these?
The K43, G43, he had the mount matched,
but
which
not
is
anything else.
Matching is actually a pretty big deal, so that bumps up the price pretty significantly. The scope didn't match, but the mount match is actually a pretty big deal.
Right, but
still not worth the price at all.
Still baffling to bring to a show, because it's like, who's bringing, like, 15K or 10K to a show?
Not a lot of people.
Like, it was very weird to me. Oh, and this is another one that this was the one that a lot of people saw that was really interesting. So it was the FN49, because this had a huge freaking tag on it, and so this is the correct. So see, correct scope. That's not matching. So who knows? I don't know any of this stuff. So I don't know anything about if this is real or fake or what this is. So
yeah, and anyone that's gonna be buying one of these is gonna probably do their research and know what they're looking for, and not waltz into a random gun show with 12K in their pocket.
And I will give the guy credit. All of this stuff looked nice. Like, nothing looked.
Nothing was junk.
No, yeah, nothing was junk.
They didn't have any junk.
Sure. Like, these were all nice firearms. It was just insane prices. He did have, I don't know if I can see it in here in the picture. So, right there, right here in the back with this weird curved butt plate, that is a Lee Navy. And he had a Lee Navy. It was the only other one at the show besides mine that I brought to show some people. And that was 8K, if I remember correctly. And that was just like, what? At that moment, because that was one of the first ones that had a tag on it that he showed and on Friday, and we were like, oh no, this is going to be a crazy table. And it was. He also did have one of the few baby Nambus at the show, and the cheapest one, actually. Weirdly.
Oh, was it?
Because it was completely refinished.
Yeah, it was like a high gloss blue.
Yeah, it was very glossed. It was very pretty looking, but it was completely redone. And still like 6K, I want to say, 6K. So yeah, this guy's table was an interesting one to look at. And I don't know if anybody did anybody get a picture of the Volkstrom rifle that he had?
I don't know.
No.
The VG.
Yeah, the VG. So he had a VG rifle, which is a last ditch K98 kind of rifle, and I thought it was a target rifle when I saw it because it was just a block of wood, and they have like very sturdy stocks for target rifles and stuff like that to keep them moving. And it was a VG rifle, and I'm like, that wood's pristine, so it looked really weird.
Yeah, it looked a little too good. Like it didn't look 80 years old, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was super clean.
Yeah, the wood looked brand new. That's why I thought it was a target rifle. I thought it was like some kind of competition gun or something.
Yeah. So it was like cool to see this stuff, you know, and it's some of it's kind of uncommon, you know, if it's real or
there's
whatever.
a SVT-38, SVT-40. There's a Moss sniper.
And you could pick them all up, and it was cool to look through the scopes and see the
he
reticles
didn't
and
care.
stuff.
Like he was cool, and that's what made kind of. I think Danny said something. Somebody told me it was like, I'm kind of mad that he's not a dick, so I can't be mad at him.
Yeah, that was me. They were really nice. Like, you know, it was unfortunately they were nice.
They were honest.
If they were being dickholes about it, I could at least, you know, give them a little sass back about their prices or whatever. But they were just too nice. I'm not gonna be mean, you know, to somebody who's
20-year-old
curious,
rifle.
whatever. Oh yeah, they did. He had. I was like, hey, I owned this one, and they're like, oh, you've owned like one of those. I was like, no, this exact one I used to own. It's in my video. Which is kind of funny.
Which one was it, Danny? I don't remember.
It was a DSM. It was the German 22.
Oh.
That he had. Yeah. Yeah, funny enough. It had a big cracked stock, so it's kind of hard to miss. But I pulled up my video just to like double check it, and I was like, oh shit. Yeah, that's it.
That's the second time you've had that happen, hasn't it?
Yep, sure is.
And also like kind of far away distance wise to it's showing up again.
Yep. So, and of course that one was way overpriced too, or else I'd be like, oh, kind of should I get it just to say I bought it back or whatever? But no, it was way too much.
It's only gun so nice, I bought it twice.
Yeah, well, the gun I did buy again, it was actually cheaper the second time. So it's kind of funny the way that works out sometimes. But yeah, that was a cool show. I'm definitely glad we did that. It would be, I don't know what we're gonna do next year. So to those listening, Patreon gets you into the Discord, and then Discord people, I guess we kind of invite to these events. So that's sort of like, I feel like Patreon is like a filter or something, and so you get invited to do these events. And next year I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do, because show of shows is in February. That's too soon. I think that's gonna be out. We could do this again. We could do Tulsa in November. That's doable. And then, you know, we could also just do something random, like this would kind of sound silly, but like I was looking at like places where we could shoot, and like have it, instead of being like based around a gun show, it could just be based around us like shooting guns. But then that also has, you know, challenges of people flying in with guns and ammo and stuff like that. Last I checked, TSA limits you to 11 pounds of ammo per checked bag. Just so you know, it might have changed since last time I checked it. But
so
if you haven't,
how much is a Tiger round?
yeah. So you can bring like 3 rounds for the Tiger. Yeah. No, if you haven't, flying with the firearms not like that huge of a deal. There's a couple good videos like on YouTube about doing it. So If you're driving in, that'd be more of a thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about next year, but yeah, Matt made us cool little commemorative bottle openers.
Yeah.
That said the first annual get together, and so that was really cool. I was really excited to meet everybody that came, and it's a fun time. It's a good show. I'm glad, like Tom, you could see kind of what a real gun show is in a free state. So
Yes. Yeah, I was definitely like the kid in the candy store because in my state, I can't even handle handguns, even in the store. So just being able to see all these things. And then, as you were saying about the displays and all these rare guns, I've only seen these things in pictures. So just to be able to see them, let alone handle them, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, Nick, letting everybody stay at your house, I feel like was like the key ingredient for this weekend to happen. So we appreciate you letting everybody crash at your place. How was that, by the way?
Well, okay. Friday night, what was it, Kelly and my Holmes? 3:00.
Yeah, stayed up to like 2 a.m. drinking,
2-3 o'clock. And I
smoking
think
cigars.
Saturday was probably 1:30-ish. It was a good time though. We had all a good time.
Got to do some live trivia.
Yeah, Tom did trivia. Yep.
Yep. And we had to get up early, get to the show early.
Yeah.
It's hard getting up.
And then a lot of us went and did since Danny, Aaron, and Mike started to do the show on Sunday. A lot of us went and hit the World War I Museum on Sunday. So I know a lot of guys hadn't done that. So it's a super cool museum if you ever get the chance. Unfortunately, they didn't get to do the VR experience, so that was kind of unfortunate. But
was it down for something?
Sold out.
Oh, it was sold out. Oh, okay.
Which shocked me because when I did it last Memorial Day, I bought my ticket ahead of time. Being it's Memorial Day, a lot more people are traveling. Being this was just a generic weekend, I didn't think it would sell out. But I think the guy when we rode the elevator up to the top of the tower said there was like a National Guard convention or something going on. I don't know what it is, some sort of other convention. So.
Yeah, that's one of the cool random things. Yeah, Kansas City has the National World War I Museum. So it's like the I don't know, is it like the biggest or best World War I museum in the country?
It's
That's the national one.
World War I. I hear this one in Poland that's really
It's the only one in the United States.
Yeah, it's the national one.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder why it's in Kansas City.
Huh?
I thought, like, why would it be in Kansas City? But then I guess I really.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I don't really know.
Kind of
like, why is the World War II one in Nolans?
From what I've read and done research, they built the monument first. I think they built that in 1922. And so being that the monument was there, they're like, might as well bring the museum here when it decided to open up.
Yeah, it's neat that it was made before World War II. So a lot of it just says like the World War.
Yeah.
Like that always really struck me about it. Like that little period of time when that was the big war. That was the World War, And there's like a meme about that, right? Where like somebody travels back in time and he's like, we're in the World War. And he's like, which one?
Which one?
Like, what? Yeah.
There's another one?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the original museum is basically right next to the memorial. So I think it's right next to the memorial, and the new museum is what's been done. So
yeah. So I was reading about that in 1919 they started the fund drive to raise the money for it. 83,000 contributors collected $2.5 million in less than 2 weeks, equivalent to $42.2 million in 2022 money.
Wow.
And it was driven by what the museum curator said was complete and unbridled patriotism.
Hell yeah.
Good old Midwestern values, man.
It was the groundbreaking ceremony was attended by 200,000 people, including the Vice President of the United States, Calvin Coolidge, the Lieutenant General of Belgium, Lord Beatty from Great Britain, Admiral of the Fleet, Lord Beatty, General Armando Diaz of Italy, and Marshal Ferdinand Foch of France, and the General of the Army, John J. Pershing.
They had a big portrait of him there.
As well as 60,000 members of the American Legion. So this is a big deal. This was a big to-do when this was dedicated.
That's the funny thing. Cool. A lot of people don't know that General Pershing's hometown's what, an hour and a half at most.
This is crazy. This is a crazy coincidence. A local veteran was chosen to present the flags to the commanders. A Kansas City native, Harry S. Truman. Yes. That's the same guy. What a weird coincidence.
Yeah, that's neat. Man. Well, I appreciate everybody hopping on the podcast. I think we forgot to say, everybody, hey, we're actually doing it. Because we kind of didn't plan this one out super well. We're kind of...
No, I said it in the chat during the week.
I had a bunch of stuff going on today, and I just seen that it was on, so...
I saw people in the chat. I'm like, oh, is that happening?
I put it on during the week. I said it in the Milsurp World meetup. I wasn't, like, pinging everybody individually.
Oh, yeah.
But, and it was kind of more of an informal thing anyway. It wasn't really meant to be like a...
Yeah, it's a little more
hardcore, like, thing. I just wanted to invite everybody on and get a chance to talk about their experience and have a good time.
Yeah, this is our first time, I think, with like more than 4 or 5 people. So
yeah, this is a big group, and I know that the people at the showrunners, were very excited about us being there. This one lady cornered me quite a few times to tell me how great it was that we were there. I think she was very sweet and very nice, but I think we brought the average age of the show down by quite a bit, which I think is probably why she was super excited about it.
The great thing about that organization is, when you go to the meetings, the average age there is basically Joe Biden age. And like I brought down the average quite a bit. Nick really brought the average down. But the great thing is most of the people in there, they kind of dispel the stereotypes of boomers and collecting. Like they want younger people in the hobby. The vice president, Gary, I know Danny knows him. He's really great about passing on deals to people. Most of them just want to pass on knowledge, and it's without the Fudd lore. So that's the great thing about it. And people in the area, I'd like to get more people in the organization, because these people start dying off, this show's going to go away. So the organization does need to get younger. And with 3 kids, it's a little harder for me to take an active role in it. But I know I need to probably do something besides being just a member who goes to the meetings every now and then. So they're a very good group of people, and I'd like to see the show keep going on.
Yeah. That's like I say, Mike, the meetings are incredible. And what was that? I think 3 months ago, a guy literally just gave a dude a Luger holster.
Yeah.
He's like, anybody want this? The guy's like, can I look at it? He's like, you can have it. I'm like, what? That's a almost $400 holster you just gave a dude. It's like, okay. And they're always trying to pass it on, and you see some cool stuff as they do a show and tell, and so.
Well, here's the thing: is this time around, I know there's at least 3. I think there's at least 2 of the officers who said, I'm done after this year, because I know the treasurer. I know he's getting up there, and a lot of people are just they're getting up there, and so the group does need more active people who are younger, or this show is going to go away. I mean, KCI Expo Center jacking up the rent, that's going to hurt things. But it's the fact that the organization is mainly older members. That's kind of putting this show at risk.
But I did hear a couple of the tables when I was walking around on Friday saying, when was the last time they had jumped the rate up? And I didn't hear them balk at the $25 jump in price. It's like
nobody's going to balk at it, but but I've also heard complaints about KCI Expo jacking it up, that it's even putting the RK shows in danger. So, and there's no other place that size in Kansas City that will allow guns. Like Bartle Hall's going to, they're not against it. There's a reason on the Kansas side, RK is kind of damned to the Wyandotte County Fairgrounds, because the places in Overland Park are saying no. So, I just hope this show keeps going on, because it's a very good show. And it's, besides a couple of the smaller military shows, it's the one I look forward to going to. And it's the one I always try to have cash to go to every year.
Yeah. Well, if you're listening to this and you're not on Patreon, if you want to join the Discord and maybe take part in this next year, I recommend doing that.
Yep.
But appreciate everybody for listening to this sort of slightly different Milsurp World episode. We will be back next time with a more regularly scheduled program. I appreciate everybody for listening.
Regularly scheduled. Regularly?
Yes. Yeah.
Also standard?
Wait, you don't?
Standard.
I thought you kept the schedule for these. I thought you
no,
did.
So
you
we kind of just fly by the seat of our pants.
What?
Don't break the illusion.
I said the quiet part out loud.
Oh.
And I will say that. Thanks. I will say that if we do this show again next year, I will do a display for M95s.
Yes.
Oh, thanks.
You heard it here first.
Everybody.
Dozens of people around the country will be thrilled to hear that.
Literally dozens.
If Rare Glock's got in the top 10, you could definitely get in the top 10.
Rare Glock's got in the top 10 with weird half-naked women advertisements. That was like, what? And then Danny asked if they had horse semen, so we're not going to explain that.
I just thought they were Glock fans.
Yeah, we're not.
Spoiler.
Glock fans, so
they didn't have any.
You're still muted, Holmes. If you didn't know.
I think he was saying something about horse semen. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, do you have something to add?
Are you a big Glock fan? I don't.
Strong opinions on it.
If they don't know about horse semen, they're not true Glock fans.
Yeah.
So.
I just thought they were Glock fans, so I thought they would, they'd have it. So, I mean, it doesn't. I told them it could just be like Elmer's glue or something. It doesn't have to be. But, alrighty, cool. We're ending this on a weird note,
like we usually do.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Later.